talking about my financial journey. This is series four. Yeah, this is the fourth in the series of how I got here, what my life has been like, um, building my property portfolio, what my financial life. I'm just sharing with you all, and the idea is that it will bless one, it will bless many, and someone can learn from my experience and take a few things that has helped me along the journey. It's been a fantastic, like I said, this is series four. Series one, and the first in the series we talked about dreaming and aspiring for more. And I talk about vision boards, the book I read that started me on this journey, the role models around me. And then I went into the second of the series was talking about taking the right step. I shared with you my journey even back in before I relocated to the UK. So obviously, for anyone joining the series now, I am relocated to the United Kingdom as an adult, and so for me, the journey has not been the it's I've had to rediscover myself. If you see better for better lack of better words, I started off with having holding down minimum wage jobs, and then to be where I am today. It's been a lot of challenges, but it's not undoable. So yeah, just want to share that journey. So obviously, shared what that looked like working in McDonald's, being able to navigate myself into the professional world, and then obviously going into the entrepreneurial world, being a female property developer in the UK now. And we also talked about um, what the move has been like, and um leaving a job, leaving my corporate job and going into the world of entrepreneurship, and how I took the jump, took a leap of faith, not necessarily knowing where I was going to land. How I've ignored all the biases that I've had that I mean could hold some people back, but I've not let it hold me back so far. So just sharing what that's been like and being as real as possible, because I understand as much as I can talk. I don't want to just be about talk. I want to make it real and show you exactly the raw feelings I've had when I've actually had to. I've been faced with these biases. But today, we're going to be talking about how we keep the move going, because it's enough to dream, it's enough to take that step, it's enough to be on that move, but how do you keep it going and then it doesn't fall off the cliff? Because again, the idea is I don't want you to just think once you do the work once it's done. No, there is that constant continuous work that needs to keep going into making sure you're oiling those wheels and you can keep going. Otherwise it could come to a halt, not because it's not good, not because you've not done the right things, it's just because we've not you've not put all the red the work. I mean, one of the things I've learned recently is there are certain things we do at the beginning, right, and it worked for us. We need to be careful not to stop it ahead of time, to make sure we keep those things that are working, keep it going. So we're going to be talking about that today, and I'm excited. And the very first thing I want to talk to you about when it comes to that is networking. And I hold my hands up. I am definitely, I fell foul of this one. And that's why I'm actually talking about it first, because what I realized is I actually missed the boat on this one. At the beginning of my journey, I didn't know anyone doing what I was doing. So there was a lot of just pulling on to just faith, getting information from a distance, and just trying to feed off everything that I had. I could lay my hands on, and it worked. It got me started on the journey. But the honest truth is, what kept me going was the fact that I started getting involved in a network of like-minded people that were that were either on the journey I was looking to get on, or were able to continue, or have been on that journey or looking to start that journey, and that sort of helped me. However, along the line, I got busy and forgot the things that got me going in the first place. So we talk about getting on the move, right? I forgot the things that got me going, and I didn't do as much networking as I ought to. And it's something that I will be very honest with you all. I am just really rediscovering myself, getting back on the track. If you've followed me on social media, you would hear me talk about, oh, I'm going to this networking meeting I'm doing, and I'm being as open as I can to let you know I'm also on this journey. And one of the things I have realized that I did not do enough of was actually getting going back out there networking. Now, obviously, for me, it was networking was the thing I stopped, but I don't know what it is for you. You need to make sure whatever it is that helps, that gets you on that journey, that has helped you make the success that you have made. Don't forget it once you sort of seem like you dropped that boat and then you forgot all those things. I mean, if you're a Christian, obviously, if you're praying and all of that, don't then get too excited once you've got what you want and think you don't need to pray anymore. I'm looking for instances. If yours is fitness or how the way you feed or whatever, there's a lot of things, whatever it is that gets you to, if it's there's a study pattern you do, if you listen to loads of podcasts, if you've been training, you've been training, or you've been part of mastermind groups, whatever it is that gets you on that journey, once you get the quote unquote initial outcome you want, don't forget those things, because some a lot of times those are the rudiments of your success. So personally for me, networking was the one thing I realized that I stopped, and I can see how that affected me as well. So I am definitely on back on track on that, but I definitely word out there for you all. Don't stop networking. Or if you've not started networking, please start networking. I think from the beginning of the series, what I've been thinking, maintenance I've been sharing with you is I was listening to a very, very successful person who said there are two things you want to do if you want to be, if you find you're not successful, what you need to do is check the information you have, and once you check the information, check the resources, so the people you know. That if you want to be successful in life, it's the right people and the right look and the right information. Those are the two things you need. And so, right information you can do by training, by being on here, learning from myself. But certainly, networking helps you get into the doors. So again, don't be worried if you're like me, feeling like, oh, I don't naturally have that circle of people. You can buy into the circle, you can get into those circles, right? So it's not a case of, oh, well, I don't have those contacts and that's it. No, there are loads of ways you can actually get into the circles of people. You're welcome into my circle. Honestly, a lot of people think I am very, very social. I am not. And so, but it's something I'm looking to do a bit more of as well. So get into circles that would benefit you, of like-minded people. All right. The next thing you want to do is knowledge. I alluded to this first, and you want to increase your knowledge. The day you stop learning is the day you die. So what does that mean? It means you constantly need to feed yourself with the right information, with the right knowledge, to make sure that you are on the right path. Nobody, honestly, nobody knows it all. It's the true, people do not realize this, but nobody knows it all. There's not one person that says, oh, I've gotten to that place, I've got all the information, I can relax. No, because if the world is constantly changing, things are going on, there are business ideas that come up left, right, center. So you need to keep yourself abreast. So make sure you continue learning, acquire the knowledge that you need to get you to the next stage of your life. It's not going to just jump at you. It's You've got to look for it, seek that knowledge. You seek the knowledge from your network. You seek the knowledge. If you have to pay for it, there's a popular saying that if you pay, you pay attention. Honestly, guys, I have never believed, I've never disbelieved that, because I personally realized it worked for me. So make sure you um if you need to, go pay for the information you need for that next level. The third thing I want to talk about, oh my goodness, I love this. It is taking personal retreats. Yes, you heard me say so. I know I do organize business retreats, and it might sound like, oh, that, oh, no, no, no. Honestly, take time to retreat with yourself until you get to the point where you call yourself into the boardroom and have a conversation with yourself, have a meeting with yourself. You're not ready to go for that next level, honestly. Because if you are not able to call yourself into a conversation, on which usually a lot of times for most of us, we need to do a retreat. We need to get out from our usual environment, because once you're in your usual, is the usual buzz, time. You're not taking time to actually take a step back and think about the goals, the desires, everything you want. You're just taking each day as it comes, and whatever life throws at you is what you get. That's not in any way going to benefit you. So make sure you retreat. Now, this could come in different forms. You could do it annually, you could do it quarterly, you could do it weekly. I actually do. I mean, you wouldn't necessarily call it triple. I try to at least once a week go away to a spa, just something, just like an hour. But I realize every single time I do it, it's almost like and then you start thinking about the things that are really important to you. So it's very important that you do that. Take a step back from the usual buzz of your life and rethink and re-strategize and come out with such fresh energy to be able to go ahead and to face the any challenges of the world ahead. um Again, the fourth thing I want to talk about is allowing yourself to dream. It is not illegal, it's not wrong, and we shouldn't stop doing it. As children, we do it a lot. Definitely as adults, we should continue to dream. Dream big. You need to dream big. If you cannot envision that life you want, a lot of times for a lot of people, you cannot get it because you have to see it before you can actually get it. If you don't see it, then you I mean, I think I talk about it in the series one that a lot of times what I do is I imagine when I want something, I start dreaming, I start seeing myself actually getting. You want to get a new car, just start imagine what it feels like to drive that car. Before you know it, it will come to manifestation. Okay, so allow yourself to dream. That's okay. It doesn't matter that the fact that the circumstances around you right now doesn't necessarily fit into it. Doesn't necessarily allude itself. It sometimes, and I definitely know this happens to me. Sometimes when you're faced with challenges and the rest of that, it shuts up your ability to dream, your creativity. You're just like, oh, it's not happening again. No. Take it, which is why it's important to do the retreat, but allow yourself to dream. Dream of that next level. Dream of those beautiful and amazing things that you want to do. The moment you start dreaming it, you start see you're able to see the opportunities when it comes, you seize them and you bring them to actualization. And lastly, I need you to keep the faith. Believe in yourself. Keep the faith. Believe you can and you will. A lot has got to do with our mindsets. A lot of times, a lot of us have shut ourselves down in our mind. So it's really there's really nothing anyone is going to say on the outside because you've just stopped dreaming. Just because you've experienced some disappointment, just because things have not gone the way you wanted for a long time. You've prayed, you've fasted, you've asked, you've searched, you've done all of those things. You shut yourself down. All of a sudden, you think you are not able to anymore. No, please don't give up on yourself. If you give up on yourself, that's it. No one else can want it for you as much as you do. So you've got to keep the faith. You've got to hang in there. Please hang in there because the world awaits your manifestation. And when I say I'm not just trying to be Christianese language. No, honestly, there's a lot that is placed on each and every one of us that only you can actually birth that. And so I don't want to miss out on the goodness that you are going to create in the world that would have helped my life help make my life easier just because you stop believing in yourself. So it's very important, and those are the things that has happened that I've literally been doing and I'm still doing. So note that this particular series is about keeping the move going. So a lot of these things I'm still in the present phase for it. I'm still constantly networking. I just said about how I've stepped up my networking. So, hey, anyone out there, if you know any good networking meetings or any good circles or groups, invite me. I'll check it out. If it's good, I want to be part of it. I want to increase my network as well. So definitely wanting to do that. I am putting that out there. But I'm also constantly increasing my knowledge. I'm part of mastermind groups. I go for trainings because I want to know what's there. I want to keep myself fresh and keep myself open to opportunities that I didn't even know exist and I can actually get on and especially as an entrepreneur, you don't know when the next opportunity is, right? So obviously keeping that information fresh. I always go for retreats. That's I mean, ever since I think 2018 or I can't remember what year now. If 2017, I'm just being reminded. Yeah, 2017 that I went for the first one. I've made it a point to always do that. I used to do that. I've always even before then I used to do it, but probably more of a smaller gear thing. But I actually decided that you know what, this is something you cannot do without, and allow myself to dream. I keep the faith. I believe in myself. I tell myself. I do my affirmations. I talk to myself. I'm very much in touch with my feelings and I'm real with myself. When I feel like I'm on a low and I need to pump myself up. I do it. So don't be in denial and think it's something you do for your kids. I pump myself up. You hear me say, "Come on, Tony, you can. Come on, that's good." And I remind myself of the past successes as well, so that I believe again and we know that I can and I will and I will. I always say this word. I'm here to conquer the world. Yeah, so I believe in myself and I constantly do all those things because I know I need it. If I don't do all of that, if I no one else would. Okay, that's been fantastic. I think I've highlighted five for you right there, and I believe this is very essential to actually help you get to that next stage, to keep the move going, to keep you on the right path, to ensure that you do not in any way lose the faith, lose the steam, so that it can help you get on your right track. I hope that's been beneficial. You've enjoyed that.